Hi, this is Denise and welcome to Mommy's Guide to Happy Hour, where real moms get together and talk about real things. So I want to thank Brenda for joining me today, and it is our Mommy's Drink of Choice. So hashtag Mommy's Drink of Choice is surprise Prosecco. Cheers, Brenda. Thank you for coming on. Oh, we always need a drink to start. Cheers. So today we're going to be talking about empty nesters. This is a first for me because we all know I have smaller ones, and I'm excited to hear what it is like after they leave. I'm so excited to hear about what it's like after they leave. So thank you, Brenda, for coming on. And a little backstory, Brenda and I just met at St. Patrick's Day this year. I went to her beautiful beach house with her husband. They threw an amazing party, and we just kind of clicked. I liked her immediately. I thought you were a lot of fun.
She had a shirt on that said Ireland, and that's your nickname.
She didn't know my name. She didn't know my name, so she just called me
Ireland all night, right?
Ireland, and I love it because I thought it was cute. Actually, when we went to we had drinks together, my boyfriend and her husband, a couple weeks ago, and Brad was like, "Why don't you wear the Ireland shirt in case you can't remember what your name is?" And I'm like, she knows what my name is now. So we got to talking, and I begged her, and she agreed to do the show. So thank you. So Brenda has 2 kids.
I do.
She has an older child in their 30s, a daughter, and then a son that is 18 that just went off to school. So I am really interested to know what it is like for that transition. You know, I think we all think about it when we have kids. You know, you don't think about it immediately when it comes out of the womb, like, oh, in 18 years, I'm going to get rid of you. But like for me now, like I look at Nash, she's 10, and I think, oh my gosh, in 8 more years, he's going to be leaving. And the first 10 years flew by. So, you know, what was that like for you?
Well, for me, like elementary school, like reflecting back now, elementary school felt like 100 years.
Right.
With all the parties and everything that
That's what I'm involved in right now.
So it was like, it feels like that's what I remember the most. The elementary school years were like 100 years. Then you go to middle school, right? So I feel like after he got braces on his teeth, he all of a sudden grew up.
Right.
And so middle school, as weird as it is, because they're awkward and that flew by. And then high school just like evaporated. Like senior year just was crazy. Right. And
it's like he went to freshman orientation and now he's at a senior prom.
Exactly. And then you're seeing him in this like formal wear and he's asking questions that you never thought you would ever, or that you still think that he's too young to ask.
Like what? What's he asking?
Well, maybe I was asking the questions. So funny story with that, because he's a really, really good kid. And we call him Honest Abe because he will tell you, if you ask him a question, he's going to answer you regardless of whether you like the answer or not. And so that's how he got his nickname, Honest Abe. So he, in his senior year, I can't remember what movie we were watching. I think it was the movie with, like There's No Crying in Baseball. Or
League of Their Own.
So I think it was that movie where they ask, like, what base did you get to, like first base, second base. So of course me, because Honest Abe, I said, okay, Cole, so what base have you been to? And he's like, Mom, don't ask any questions.
Right. And he was how old when you asked him that?
He was 17, which is, I should have already known not to ask that question, right?
I would be hoping he wasn't on any base yet.
Well, I mean, he had already had a couple girlfriends and, had a big heartbreak, and that was heartbreaking as a mom in itself. But, and he's like, Mom, and my husband, Nick, he's like, signaling to me, like, don't do it. And I was like, come on, like, first base. And he's like, what does that even mean, Mom? What does that even mean? I said, first base is kissing, second base is on a boob. And so he's like, Mom,
we're talking about boobs again.
He's like, Mom, I don't want to do this. I was like, okay. And then Nick got up and walked out of the room. He's like, I'm out. And then he leans over and he was like, what base is my hand job?
Oh, God. Is that a base?
Well, that's what I said. So I got out of the, I was like.
Is that third base?
No. I was like, Cool, Ryan, stop it. Like, you just didn't know he was just doing it to get a rise out
Oh,
of me. Like, he was just,
okay.
So, Honest Abe was playing joke on me,
Right.
and he knew
So,
that it would,
right.
like, agitate me
Right.
and get me all fired up, and I stormed out of the room, and I was like, I
But
can't even believe you did that.
ask.
Oh, that's what he said to me.
Right.
He's like, you asked, I already told you. And I was like, is it, so then I started growing, I'm like, is it true? Is it true? Like, and he's like, Mom, I was just, like he was never going to tell me if it was true or not. But I know that was like,
So you never asked that again?
No, it taught me a really good lesson, because that's what Nick, my husband, said. He was like, you'll never ask
Right.
what
Don't
base
ask.
he's been to. So that's what, it's just funny with Honest Abe.
I have all that to look forward to.
Yes,
I can't
you do.
wait. I'm
Yes,
waiting for my son to lock himself in his room and not come out and wonder what he's doing. Right now he's just so sweet. I want to keep him that way.
The long showers.
Oh God, no.
Yes, the long showers.
Oh.
All of a sudden, you'll go in to take laundry in or something. You'll be like, "Why is this door locked?" Mom, I'm in the bathroom taking a shower. Okay, peace out.
Oh my
Have
God.
fun with that.
Oh, I can't imagine. I really can't. So my little one, he's 10. So he has a little girlfriend.
Oh.
So we're all going to the fall festival on Saturday because he wants to take her somewhere. And
Aw.
last year he took her. We went to Dave and Buster's, and the mom and I sat in the booth and.
So he's had her for a while.
Preschool. She's been his little girlfriend since preschool. So
Oh,
he's so sweet. And so she's so cute. She wrote him a little note and mailed it. She put it in the mail. And I get a letter in the mail addressed to Nash, and she has her name and address. So I emailed her mother and I said, we just got a letter from your daughter. And she emailed back and said yes, but she wouldn't let me read it, so I don't know what it says. And I'm like, well, there are hearts on it, so I'm pretty good at. I think it's pretty good. Like, I didn't know what it was. So when he came home, I gave it to him, and his face turned red, and he opened it, and he goes, "You can read it with me." And I'm like, "Oh, I can." And I have it. I kept it. And it was her. It was so cute. It was her saying, "I would like to have a play date with you without our siblings."
Aww.
And she's like, "Can we go somewhere without everybody?" And it was just so sweet, and she drew little pictures, and it was just the precious. I will always keep that for him. It was so sweet. So I emailed her mother back and said, "Oh, she wants to go out without Ava and Charlie." Oh, I probably shouldn't have said her son's name, but then we made arrangements to go to Dave and Buster's. We told Nash, "Here's the phone with the clock. You have 30 minutes with her. Go around, do whatever you're going to do, and then come back to the table and we'll order dinner." And I'm like, if she has to go to the bathroom, you take her to the bathroom, you wait for her. If she's going anywhere, you take her, you just stay right with her. And they did. They had the best time. And he got all dressed up.
Oh, he got dressed up.
And it's so cute. He wanted me to stop and get flowers, and Brad kind of poked fun at him. And he's like, "I don't want to get flowers." I'm like, "Brad," you want to get her flowers. He's like, "She doesn't have to get her flowers." And I'm like, and it was just so cute.
He's got such a kind heart.
He wanted to get her, so he had a dress shirt on and jeans and fixed his hair. It was just so cute. And they had a great time. And so fast forward a year later, and now we're going to do the fall festival and kind of let them run around. But they are so cute. It's so cute. So they're in that sweet little innocent stage, where they have no idea what like boyfriend girlfriend means. They don't.
But that's good.
Speak.
That's good that they're just really good friends.
They're just really good friends. And when she started January of the pre-K year, so they were already in pre-K, and he came home and said this little girl started, and he asked if he could have some of Ava's hair ribbons. He wanted to wrap them up and give it to her, and he wanted me to write her a little note for him. And I did, and he wrapped it and he gave it to her, and it's just been so sweet. It's just so cute.
That's
so
sweet. It's very sweet. That's very
so
sweet.
I can't imagine.
So
Yeah.
And he's 10?
He's 10.
He's 10.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I met my first, so my daughter is not from my current husband.
Mm-hmm.
But I met her dad when I was 11. So we went to school together.
okay.
We were next door neighbors.
Mm-hmm.
And you see how that turned out.
Well, nothing's forever.
I'm just kidding.
11 is a little young. Oh, I don't.
Yeah, what I mean is
right.
we were next door neighbors, we were
Right.
best friends,
Right.
we had that crush.
Right,
And
right.
so I can totally relate to that
Right.
because I adored her dad all
Right,
growing up,
right,
you know, so
right.
it's very sweet.
It's very sweet, but I've always been one that I want to experience everything. So I've never been, like, there were a lot of, when I was graduating high school, several girls got pregnant. Several girls married men from our high school. And I was always the one that's like, oh my God, there's so many people out there. Like, I want to spread my wings and see what's going on. Well, we all see how well that's worked out for me too. Not so well, but I enjoyed meeting people and dating and having new experiences. And so I can't relate to, you know, I think it's sweet that he's had the same girlfriend since pre-K and he's in 4th grade now, but I'm just like,
We'll see, right?
and she's so sweet. She's so sweet. And some of the other mothers are like, she's my son's girlfriend. And I'm like, oh, really? Did y'all have a dinner date and stuff like that? And they're like, well, no. And I'm
Did
like,
he take your daughter?
I'm like, no.
Fall fast?
I'm like, your son didn't take her anywhere. It's funny. Everyone's fighting for the same little girl. She is a very sweet little girl. And her mom's actually been on the podcast.
Oh, she has?
She has. So she's a fun mom. I like the fun moms. So,
I don't know that I'm a fun mom.
you are a fun mom. I had such a good time with you at your party.
I'm a fun mom.
You're a fun mom. You were fun. I was telling Alex before you got here, you know, everyone trying to do the Dirty Dancing lift
That
and
was
just
so fun. I forgot about that.
right. And I showed him the picture of where did you get those? So just to let you know, we had these
They're like coasters. They're
right,
coasters.
and you hang them from your nose, and there's different facial expressions on them, and it's just so much fun. And everyone had a different
Marshalls.
one. Is that where you got that
Marshalls?
from? That was a fun little
So
party
they
thing.
like have these little nose things, and then it's all the different facial expressions.
Right.
But yeah, that was
It was
very
fun. That was a lot of fun.
That's always a good like.
Yeah, I need
stocking
that.
stuffer.
It was good. I like that. It was a lot. I had a good time, and the house was beautiful, and you guys were so just opening your home up to us, and
We had a good time.
it was fun. And
Had a
then
good time.
we didn't see you again though.
No, we were supposed to connect the next day. But somehow we just didn't.
I don't know. We're all getting old. I was tired the next day.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't go out and party?
No, I did, but I didn't drink until we went out. Like everyone was at the parade and drinking at the parade. I didn't have anything to drink until we went out that night.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I try to pace myself a little bit.
Speaking of pacing yourself, so Cole in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he has not really wanted to come home, and we told him that's not true. That's not true. So when we went for parent orientation,
Well, he's only been gone since, when did you drop him off? Late August? End of August? I mean, it's only October 3rd.
I am. But like you have mommy withdrawals.
Right.
So the worst part for me was leading up to him
Mhm.
leaving. With I'm like an organization freak, so it was making sure I had everything ready and organized, and like I just that part was I was anxious, you know, and he. From cleaning out his closet and packing his clothes, and I couldn't. I mean, I walked past his room and he's packing up bags, and I'm like, yeah. I literally was a mess. Probably the couple weeks before he left, and then kind of anticipating drop off day. We get up early. We get there, and we get into his dorm room, and he knows. The good thing is he knows his college roommate.
Oh, that's
and
good.
they went to high school together.
Oh, that's good.
And
Did
they're really
they
good
get to
friends.
pick each other, or
They
did
did.
Okay,
They
that's
did.
good.
But they were good friends prior to, and they were like, it just works, right? If it doesn't work after the first year, we'll go our separate ways, but it works. And so both families are in there, and of course I have everything organized, labeled, and I'm gonna make the most and out of this small room and keep it completely organized.
So you got to see did you get to see the space prior to him moving
just
in?
online.
Just online, okay.
So we get in there, and he is a little bit of an asshole that day. He was, and up until that point, I was like, oh my gosh, this is the worst day ever. I just dread it, and I'm going to be a mess. And then we get there and I start going into mom mode and just putting things away and saying, like helping him organize his room so he has the most space. And he like puts the halter on it and he was like, honest Abe, Mom, this is my dorm room. Like I want to unpack and put things where I want to put them. And I'm like, ugh. And no.
Right.
And, but if you do it this like, and he was like, Mom,
Right.
I want, and he said, Mom, like I'm not gonna do any more. Like you've helped enough. I really think I'm good for the rest of the day. And I looked at my husband and I was like, I think he's dismissing us.
He's ready to start.
So I look at and I said to my husband like, okay, I'm ready to leave. And I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I was not happy. I was tense. And he was like, Mom, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but like you're going in a control mode. I know that's hard to believe, but you're going in a control mode. Right. And I was like, okay. And he's like, take a breath to me. Like so he's hollering at me. And I was like, well, you've got to be an asshole. And so we got through that. We both kind of went to our corners and we got through it. And that day wasn't as hard for me as I thought it was going to be. It was kind of the couple weeks leading up to it. And then, so Nick and I are walking to the truck and we're talking about how it went. And I was like, well, I feel like that didn't go well. And I was mad at the end and I was ready to leave. And so I look at him and he's tears flowing. That's his only son.
He's going to love this.
Tears flowing. And then we stop and we're going to get in the truck and the truck's in the parking garage and he was like, I just need a minute. So all the anticipation a couple weeks before and he's having a complete meltdown, which was actually very kind and sweet to say. But the whole way home we didn't say a word to each other. We just needed a break. We just had each other wound up. So we get home and the first thing I did was not go into his bedroom because I read all the blogs and all of that and was like, never go into the room right after. So I just went and closed his door. And so since then, it's definitely gotten easier. He's coming home this weekend. Well, when we went to orientation, they said definitely don't let him come home for the first 6 weeks. They really need to get rooted. And and being in state, you don't want him coming home all the time. So we really stuck to that, and he's done a really good job of staying there and getting involved, and he's loving it. He's absolutely loving it. So he is coming home this weekend, and my husband's out of town, so I'm looking forward to some one-on-one time with him. But the kind of getting home and getting acclimated and to life after or like with being empty nesters was definitely it was a challenge. It was fun. I worried about whether Nick and I would continue to have anything in common because like our whole world revolved around him. And he played 3 sports and we were constantly doing things around him and his sports and all of that. So
and what sport did he play?
Well, so he played lacrosse, he played football, and he ran track.
Is he doing any in college?
So he is not doing any. Well, he's doing club level.
Okay.
So, but he didn't play a sport in college. So he's getting acclimated to getting to schoolwork, and he's doing actually pretty good, much better than I thought he was. like figuring it out and getting, finding his groove. So, but anyway, Nick and I have been learning to be empty nesters, which is really, really hard. It was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, because I thought that, I worried a little bit, are we going to, you hear so much about couples being together for 20 years and then their kids going away, and then it's like, oh, you don't have anything in common. So we really focused on, like, let's get out and do things, and he's 5 years younger than I am. So,
Brenda! Cheers, Brenda!
So he's 5 years younger than I am. So, I was definitely a little worried about that. But
Why were you worried? Why? Explain that to me. What do you mean? Why were you worried about that?
Why, just around, like, are we going to have anything to talk to each other about other than him?
Right.
And because you just go into parent mode and, you know, you come together and everything revolves around your kids. You know that.
Right. Yes.
So it's learning to, okay, it's Tuesday night.
Right.
We don't have to cook dinner. Let's go grab some dinner. Let's go have some drinks. So we've been drinking a lot more, which is probably not a good thing. But we've been enjoying ourselves.
Well, it's like you're on vacation right now. He's adjusting to that life. You're adjusting to this life, and I think he'll find his balance, and then you guys will kind of get into your balance and your routine. And
we keep telling him from that movie, like Failure to Launch. We keep telling him that every time I talk to him, I was like, he said, "Has Daddy turned my crib into a naked room?" I was like, "Not yet. It's coming now."
Are you going to turn his room into something?
No.
Okay.
Not until we know he's going for
ever.
good. But,
I don't think they're ever gone for good, from what I understand now. Seems like they come back.
I'm still at the point where
you want him to. Do you want him to come back?
I want him to come back to kind of find his footing and do his thing, but I want him to also not come back. But what I keep hearing from parents too is when he comes home for Christmas break or for holiday break, he will, after a couple days, a week, you'll be like, "Oh my gosh," because you'll have found your new norm.
Right.
You'll be like,
"It's time for you to go back."
It's time for you to go back.
Right.
And you'll be ready.
The expression, I think, is boomerang.
Oh, yeah.
Children. It's like you throw them out in the world and they come back. That's the boomerang child.
Yes.
Boomerang child. Okay.
I hope I don't have a boomerang.
I hope I don't have boomerang children.
Yeah, my stepbrother's a boomerang.
Oh no, I don't.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if he comes back, I hope he doesn't stay.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a dish calf, so I mean, yeah.
Oh my.
He's got 2 kids, and
he boomerangs with his children.
Well,
like he has
no,
kids?
my parents raised the kids.
Got it.
Yeah.
I don't want it. I fear that. Do you ever fear that? I fear that. Like I don't want to do it again with any my own kids or their kids. I don't want to do it again.
So we're grandparents because my older daughter has kids, and so it is a nice balance of getting to spend time with them.
Are they local?
Yes, they're they're very local. Like 2 minutes up the street. Sometimes
too local. Mom,
but
can you watch the kids?
Grandkids, but the grandkids just like to come over because they think we're fun, and we do try to.
Well, you're
always
young
have
grandparents,
fun.
like you're fun, and how old are your grandchildren?
So she has 3 boys.
Wow.
And
That's
she has 11, 9, and 6.
That's a lot.
One right after another.
Yeah.
So the 6-year-old is the most fun right now, and he almost looks like a little Chris Farley, right? Like disheveled and a little. He has the baby fat, and he's just as cute as can be, but you never know what's going to come out of his mouth. And he loves to. He loves to be very expressive, and
Does he play sports? Is he dancing?
he loves sports. Yes, he plays sports, but he's very loving, and that's what I mean by expressive.
Right.
He'll tell you 100 times that he loves you and he appreciates you.
Is he the toughest out of the 3?
He is, but he's also very gentle, and he's a love bug. But his older brothers always pick on him.
Right.
So he adores my husband. He adores him, and he calls it Pops. So he's like Pops, and he's like a little Chris Farley, disheveled little child. And he said, this was at the end of the last school year. This just showed you his personality, because he said, "We have to go to school tomorrow, and it's be whoever you want to be day. And so I have to pick a name, and the teacher's going to call me by that name all day, and I'm having trouble picking a name." And Mom tells me, because his name's Levi, Mom told me to pick like George or Max, and she's mad because I want to be called Jackhammer. And we're like, Jackhammer? Why do you want to be called Jack? And he's I like that name.
Oh
I
my
just want to be
God.
called
Jackhammer.
Jackhammer. Where do you get that from?
That's adorable.
So I talked to my daughter, and I said,
let it be
"Did
called
he-"
Jackhammer for the day.
Well, I said, "Did he really ask you?" And she said, "Oh yes, he asked me to be called Jackhammer." And so I'm trying to talk him out of it. So the next day he comes home, and he says, "Can I call Graham and Pops?" So we get this call, and it's Levi, and he said, and I was like, "How was be whoever you want to be? What did you decide on your name?" And he said, "Look," and he had this, "Hello, my name is Jack." So she called him Jackhammer all day. So needless to say, he won. He won that battle.
Oh my God. He probably raised his hand all day just for her to say Jackhammer.
Pick me.
What do you have to say, Jackhammer? Oh,
Pick
that's
me.
fun.
Like, where do you get
What,
this?
it's just someone, anyone in construction or
No.
use tools or that's a jackhammer.
No, that's what he wanted his name to be, Jackhammer.
It
Jackhammer.
sounds like a WWE.
I know, jackhammer.
Well,
But the smackdown.
I can just see the situation. It's like, what's his name?
Levi.
Levi. It's like, Levi. He answers to no, but Jackhammer? Yes.
That would be me. Yes, he is
That's
a trip.
cute.
He is.
Oh.
And they won tickets to see what is that monster truck thing?
Oh, okay,
So-
Baltimore. The convention center.
So she took them to see monster trucks. So I see him later, and I was like, "Did you like it?" He was like, "It was loud, but it was really cool. I liked Grave Digger." It's like,
I don't know.
I don't know, it's Grave Digger, but it's this huge monster truck, like,
Right.
and it like drives over other trucks.
Trucks,
which is
yeah, it
the
has
weirdest
the big
thing in the world.
tires.
Oh yeah.
I've never taken Nash. It never falls on my weekend, so I.
And to me, it's just like, I don't like anything about it, but apparently Jackhammer liked it. So he's in the back, he's in the car seat,
Oh,
and his birthday is July 1st.
Okay.
And he tells me, he's like, and so I asked him, "Your birthday's coming up, what do you want for your birthday?" And he said, "You know, one of those big Power Wheel things but I want Grave Digger."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, "Babe, that's like that's something you put on the list for
Right,
Santa.
for Santa.
That's not something that you ask for your birthday." And so again, picture Chris Farley, the shepherd hair,
Jackhammer.
Jackhammer.
Living in a
Van down by the river.
Down by the river. Yeah.
So he says, he's like, "A Christmas present?" And I was like, "Yes, that's not a birthday present. It's not like you're broke or anything. I saw dollars in your wallet."
Oh my God.
That's Jackhammer.
Oh my God.
And then he says, I'm gonna call Pops. Pops will get it for me.
Oh my God.
I'm Pop's favorite. That's what he said. I'm Pop's favorite. Pops will buy it for me.
Oh, did you guys buy it for him?
That reminds me.
Not because I wanted to buy
Oh my God, I'm crying. What was
That reminds me of my nephew. So my father, we spent the night back at the house in Harford County, and we hear through the wall. It's like my nephew wakes up, and he goes, it's like, maybe we can go to Walmart, which just means like, let's go get a toy.
Right.
And hear my dad go, "We're not going to Walmart." Walmart. Like he was 2 or 3 at the time. But it was just a toy store. Walmart was just an avenue to get.
It
toys.
is a toy store, but that's so funny because my kids ask for stuff, and sometimes I'm like, no, that's something for Santa.
Right.
It's not a birthday present. They're asking for like $300-$400 birthday presents. I'm like, no.
Gotta cut that.
You gotta,
Next time.
the older they're getting, the more expensive everything. But that's funny. So now his alter ego is always going to be Jackhammer. I think
so.
that's going to go with him. When he's in
But
college,
now-
it's going to be like Jackhammer.
And he's gonna be a tall,
A big
big
boy.
boy anyway.
Oh my
so
gosh.
yeah, that hopefully will stick with him.
Oh, that is so cute.
It's cute. He's
Jack. What's he want to be for Halloween?
I'm not
Jackhammer.
sure. I'm not sure. Who knows what he's gonna come up with? But he's definitely you keep showing your toes. You never know what he's gonna
Right.
say.
Well, that's fun. So, having grandkids, so then you get to be like the fun one and then hand them back. Like, what do you love about it?
I love that. Well, the older one, he's very quiet.
Mhm.
They all just
different.
have completely different personalities. and the older one, so he's quiet, but he's at that age where he just started middle school. And
So he's taking a long
awkward.
shower.
Yeah, not yet.
Oh, God.
But I'm sure that's coming. But just started middle school.
Tell
He's
your
just awkward.
daughter, don't learn from my mistake. Don't ask what base he's been to.
Oh, no,
Don't
she
ask.
doesn't know that story. I didn't
Oh,
tell her
God.
that
Well, she
story.
will now if she watches this. You forget people are going to watch this.
That was something that, because he kind of put me in my place. You know, he kind of taught me a lesson
Right.
of
Don't ask, don't tell.
don't ask because.
I'll give you the
But
answer.
it was all a joke. It was definitely,
Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't.
I can't confirm or deny.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
That's what he said. There's tons of things that I don't want to know,
No,
and that's one of
them.
those things
Yes.
that I do not want
I
to know.
don't want to know. I don't want to know any of that.
Yep.
That's why I never wanted a girl. One of the many long lists that I make of why I didn't want a daughter, because I fear like the dating, you know, it makes me just nervous because she's always, well, this one doesn't like me, or what if this one, you know, this one. I'm like, you're 8. We just go to school. Just have a good time. Don't worry about it. It's,
Wait till middle school. Girl
No.
drama is, because girl drama
They're mean.
happens
They're
in middle
mean.
school.
Well, so last year she was experiencing it already with some of the girls
Right.
kind of in second grade.
Second grade?
In second grade, she experienced some of the girls ganging up on her already and coming home and crying and being very upset. And I emailed the teacher and I didn't really get a response, and she cried for on and off all of last year. And I really didn't know what to do about it because they're so young. I didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but I didn't want to not address it or make her feel like I wasn't supporting her. But it's really hard when they're that little and it's starting already. And it's just the little girls are getting in their little I hate to use that word, but yeah. And Ava has always been one, and the teachers tell me this when I go to the parent teacher conferences. Ava's always the one that if one of the kids get hurt or something happens, she's the first to go over and console them and make sure they're okay. So she's the one that wants everybody to kind of play together and do things together. So she doesn't get why it isn't like that for everybody. And I don't know if it's because she's the second child. You know, Nash is so... he has a schedule. He keeps to a schedule, and he's regimented, and he's... I was nervous when I had him. I was this when I had him. And with her, with the second one, you're so kind of loosey-goosey about it. So her personality is so, woohoo, let's have a great time. And he's just like, how many of those have you had? He's... So there's... And what's funny is, so I believe in, like, your zodiac sign. And so... They were born on the same day, and they're the same sign. So they are ultimately the same personality, but then they're not. So It's just
What's the chances of that happening?
I don't know. We talked about this on one of the podcasts. It's my birthday in October. That's all I can say. It's October now, and I'm celebrating.
So it's your birthday?
It's my birthday in October, and then 9 months later, I had 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they were born on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
How many years apart? 2.
2.
2.
Mm-hmm.
2 years apart.
09 and 11. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's easy to remember the birthday.
Middle school.
I'm not
gonna
looking.
get worse.
I'm not looking forward to it with her because the only good thing is with them being in private school, they aren't competing on their outfits for one because they all have to wear the same thing. So it isn't I want this or I want this designer or I want to do this. You all are wearing the same uniform, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing. But Ava's wanted to break away from the school and do things outside of school. Like she wants to do dance and gymnastics, and she doesn't really want to play sports for the school and being that involved. And I'm trying to keep her in that. I signed her up for basketball and she was not happy with me. She actually pouted and yelled the whole car ride home the other day because she's like, I told you I didn't want to. And I'm like, I know, but it is good for you. It's an hour, hour and a half. It's not that, and she's good at it. I'm like, you're good at it. So just please do this for mommy. mommy runs you around for everything else. And it's good to do something with the school. I need to keep her in because the other girls are playing the sports and then they're developing their little groups. And if she's doing stuff outside of the school, it's not helping with her being in school. So I do worry, not with him, but I do worry about that with her. So it makes it, times are a lot different than when we were in school.
Totally different.
And it makes me nervous. And the whole
Well, it's navigating the girl drama as well, and just like trying to coach them to do the right thing. And it's hard because your mom guard goes up, and
I'm afraid I'm not going to tell her to do the right thing, but what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Because that is true. So when my son was in elementary school, he had this little girl that would just intentionally try to get him in trouble. And not intentionally, I shouldn't say that because she's in elementary school. Try
it's okay.
Like devious little elementary school.
She was plotting. She was plotting to get my son sent to the principal's
girl
office.
drama, right? No, but anyway, she would intentionally say, do you remember those highlight books and before and after?
Oh yeah.
Right? So she was like, draw this picture right in there, and he would be like, no, you have to turn these in. Everybody gets to see these. And she would say, just do it, And he would come, I remember him coming home and he would say, like, Desiree is trying to make me write in this. And what should I do? He'd be like, what should I do? It's like, oh, you know the right thing to do. Like,
don't do it. Don't do it.
But anyway, middle school is the worst. Yes.
Yeah, well, they'll stay in middle school through the school they're in now.
Okay, good.
So they'll stay there, but then I have to find the 4 years for high school, and I don't know what we're going to do. We haven't, their father and I haven't discussed that far. We've only agreed upon to the 8th grade.
Okay.
And I'm sorry, when we were looking at schools, and I don't know why I wasn't thinking about this, we didn't look for a private school that went all the way. Because there's plenty of them that do, but we just picked one that stopped at the 8th grade, and now I have to decide. Ava's saying she wants to go to public school, and Nash is saying he still wants to go to private school, and I'm just thinking, oh my God, I got to run you everywhere. Everyone's going to the same school. If I can do it, but I think they have to test, don't they? They have to test to get into the high schools.
They do.
So Nash will test well. It was so cute.
Did you say Ava was so cute? Does that mean she's not going to test well?
I don't know if she's going to test well or not. I don't know, and I don't know.
But you said Ava's so cute.
She's so cute. She's so cute.
That was your way of saying.
I don't know if she's going to test well. He is just so.
The correlation, cute girls and not good at math.
But it's
so pretty.
She's
You're so pretty.
She's very attractive, and here's my challenge with her. With him, we held him back. He did 2 years of pre-K. Woo-hoo-hoo! 2 years of pre-K.
You held him back in pre-K?
We did because the way his birthday is situated, he would have gone on and been the younger of the group, and boys' social skills are not up to par. So they start the school at 4 in pre-K, and it was the teacher's recommendation that we keep him there one more year before we sent him, and we weren't the only mother. So most of the boys in his class are 10 in the 4th grade instead of 10 in the 5th grade. Then Ava came along, and because she's a girl, they're like, she's up to snuff. Pass her. So they're only a year difference in school where they're 2 years in age. So I have to remind myself of that, where I'm doing homework with her this year that I did with him last year. Well, he's 2 years older than her. So I tend to forget that sometimes. And now I'm kind of sorry I didn't hold her back. And it wasn't even holding them back. They just wanted him to develop more socially and be more, I don't know, not so, pull my finger, you know what I mean? But I'm surprised it's more the boys. So like I was saying with Nash's class, all the boys are 10 instead of 9, which is where they should be in 4th grade. So I felt good about that. But then with Ava, I didn't do it, and all the girls in her class are turning 9, where she just turned 8.
Oh.
You forget because she's so tall. She's taller than almost every girl there. And you look at her and you think, I forget she's 8 years old. She looks like she's 9 or 10, but she's not. And so she still has trouble handling certain situations, and because she's the youngest, and I think the challenge for me is that Nash is so smart. He really is just so smart. It's scary how smart he is. And then I have Ava, who I think she's on point for her grade. It's just she's not, and I have to remind him, like, he wants to make fun of her or do this. I'm like, I don't want to hear that. Like, you can't do that. Like, she's fine, and I want to build up her self-esteem and let her know that she's smart, and she's attractive second. She's smart first, she's attractive second. So I should take that comment back that I said, but she is cute. She's very cute. She's a cute little girl. She's full of personality, and she tries, and she's just so sweet. She's just so sweet. But school scares me. It does scare me for her.
Well, I have a twin brother, and so we have December birthdays. So we
Are you a Capricorn or Sagittarius?
I'm a Capricorn.
Capricorn.
And so we started school when we were 4, because back then
I started when I was 4. Back then, I started when I was 4. I was October baby. I started at 4.
So you could, because as long as you turned 5 in that same year, you could start kindergarten.
No, I was 4.
Oh yeah, so we were 4, right? And because we were going to turn 5.
No. I was
okay.
4. I started. They let me in kindergarten. I turned 4 in October.
Oh, okay. So we turned. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So I was 4. So we
I was
turned
5 in first grade.
Oh, okay.
I graduated at 17.
So I graduated. I was almost 17 when I graduated. So we were so close, and we were in the same kindergarten class. And he was so quiet. So every time the teacher would ask him a question, I would answer for him. Believe it or not.
Not you.
Yeah.
No, you're so quiet.
Charles says, right? Yes. Charles's answer is, and
so they had to separate you two.
So they had to separate us, but they held him back, and they promoted me to first grade.
Oh, that's
and that is something that truly, like, I have carried like as a tiny little piece of guilt, because
you didn't do it.
I didn't, but the fact that I was his
mouthpiece.
But he will joke around and say, like, yeah, you're the reason I failed kindergarten, right? You would have just learned to shut up and let me answer the questions. I would have never failed kindergarten.
It is hard to fail kindergarten.
He's very successful, and he's
not killing the lines.
But we'll say to him all the time, well, shut up, you failed kindergarten. It's always good to pull that out.
Oh my God.
Dinners and holidays.
Kindergarten.
I didn't make kindergarten. But
how did you do after you weren't there anymore?
Great. So we truly did need to separate.
Right.
They needed to separate.
But maybe classes, not grades.
You would think, right?
They just put him in the opposite class.
It's public school. Don't
right, so there's 2. Well, no, but aren't there are always two classes every grade, right? So, because I have a girlfriend, she has twin girls and a boy, and she always requests every year that the girls are in separate classes. They're in the same grade.
I think that because
classes.
I always spoke for him, he was just like...
Did you come out first?
No.
No, somebody had to come out first. Yeah, did you come out first?
I think it's born first.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'm like, okay.
Either one of us came out.
Not gay. You're not gay. I meant
That's just a strange way to phrase that.
Who was born first? I'm sorry.
He was born first.
Oh, he
9
was.
minutes before me.
Oh, 9 minutes. Okay. I thought maybe you came out first, and then you're this
But apparently I was bitter that I was not born first, and I didn't shut up after that. Did you snort?
I did.
I'm
sorry. I'm sorry, Brenda made me snort. Don't write that down, Alex.
No, I said it's a reference. Born first. So I know.
I said who came out first.
Yeah.
I'll put that in parentheses.
I'm sweating now. Now I'm sweating. Oh God.
Did you caught me off guard? I was like, did I come
You
out
said that you weren't. No, you wouldn't get caught off guard by anything I asked you.
Did Did I come out first?
I
Yes,
guess
I came out.
You were
I came
born
out second.
first. You're right.
I came out second.
You're born. You were born. And here we are.
Exactly. Oh.
I'd say we're
All
about
right.
40 minutes in.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
You have to get to some good stuff. So
Yeah.
now you're empty nesters.
Yes.
I'm
Back to
gonna
nesters.
deepen my voice a little bit.
Okay.
There are no kids in the house. You can run around naked, do whatever you want. What's that like now? What's the passion level like? Have you gotten there yet? Have you even gotten to that part?
We are getting into our groove.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that it's different, right? It's different being home, but one of the things that you realize, and I think I had heard that different points when your kids are little, you always say like, don't put your kids first because at the end of the day, they're gone and it's just you two.
That was always my motto. Didn't work out so well for me.
But I will always, like I have always said to him, kids come 1st, right? Like you have to just dive in and do what you need to do, and we're parents and we chose to be parents and blah, blah. And that never rang more true than it was just like, oh my gosh, it's just you and I. And so it's funny because we actually, like I look at him now and you realize like you're all each other has at this point.
Right.
But I can imagine that people then say you don't have anything in common, but we still make each other laugh and we have a good time. And we do, like I find that we've gone back to a place, or we're getting back to a place where like we crack, one of the things that kind of brought us together is the fact that we crack each other up. We're really good
that's
friends.
still there.
Yeah. And for a long time it didn't feel like it was there because you're just in parent mode. And so it's nice to see that that's still there. But the flexibility to be able to just say, we're gonna do whatever the hell we wanna do, and we don't have to pick a child up.
Right.
We don't have to
You don't have to worry about one coming home and interrupting us or doing this or doing that.
Exactly. And it's interesting because this is going to sound terrible, but when Cole was growing up, it was, at the end of the day, you're just exhausted.
Right.
So like our nighttime sex was pretty much non-existent, and I'm all about efficiency. So, I'm like, let's just do it in the morning, babe.
Right.
Let's just do it in the morning. He's like, oh, but you're not as pretty in the morning. Your hair's all over the place. You look like Medusa. You got dragon breath.
I love that he actually is physically, that he's told you that. I love that. Oh my God.
And I'm like, oh, and you're handsome.
All right.
No, like let's just get it done. Let's be efficient. So like lots more nighttime sex
right.
when we're actually both
looking
pretty, right? And we have good breath.
Right.
So it's great that you can actually like get back to that place where it kind of started.
Right.
And he wears readers now. He is 5 years younger than me, but he wears readers.
Right.
And it's the weirdest thing. He just got them. And he has a certain chair that he sits in every single night. And
Brenda.
I'm making him sound like a grandpa. I'm not.
I like that you keep referencing that he's 5 years younger than you, and you keep making him sound so old.
But he's not. But he has his favorite chair. And he has the dog in the chair.
Oh, does he have a pipe too? I mean, I'm just picturing this.
Not a pipe yet, but that's probably coming.
Can I call him Cappy? Captain? Cappy?
That's probably coming, but no pipe yet. But he has these
Readers.
But he looks good. And
Does he?
So it's amazing how it changes. So I look at him like,
damn, those readers look good.
I used to call him Big Daddy. Now I'm like, oh, Daddy, you look good in those readers. I was just trying to get a reaction.
This is good.
I don't really think.
You don't think he was good
he
at his readers?
was good at his readers, but I'm not like, oh, Daddy. I still call him Big Daddy. I still call him Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. Oh, see, now when I see him again, I'm going to see that. I don't know what I'm gonna say to him now.
Ask him to put his readers on.
Could you put your
You're gonna-
readers on?
Yeah, you're
Oh,
gonna sing.
Big
You're
Daddy.
gonna
Oh, Daddy. I don't know what to call him.
sing. Not old Daddy.
I'm gonna call him
Old
Cappy.
That makes me think of like Skipper.
That's
from,
what
like,
I'm gonna
Gilligan's
call him that.
Island.
Because that's what I
Ew.
was thinking. That's what I'm
That's a
crying.
turn off. Like, I'm not
Well, you don't want me to be turned on by him,
Yeah,
so let me
but-
call him Cappy.
But I don't want to think about that. Like I'm thinking about him in his sexy readers, in his chair with his dog.
Yeah, when Brad puts his readers on, it's really attractive because he's gonna kill me.
Arm is gone.
No, it's always broken off, so it's always. I must have 5 pairs. That I sure. No, they're not mine. I don't need the readers. I read them the menu because I can read.
Then why is his arm?
No, they keep breaking off, and I have like 5 pairs of them around the house.
Does he sleep on them?
No, I don't know what happens. I keep looking at him like he sits in that chair, and he reads.
Maybe Brad has a chair.
He has a chair.
You were
That's his
making
chair.
fun of Nick.
No,
about Nick's
but
chair.
I don't look at him in those readers and go, "Oh, big."
You know,
That's because the one side is always gone. I'm just like, do you want me to read it for you? Do you want me?
He's
I'm not
missing one of the earpieces.
He's always missing the side. It's the side, one side is always gone. So last year
just
for
sit on the
Christmas,
other side of him, and then maybe he'll be attractive.
no, he is attractive.
But you know what I mean? In his readers.
And his readers, no.
Oh, don't
But-
feel.
The readers don't do it for me. But the last Christmas, Ava wanted to buy him some readers.
Oh.
So she picked ones out that had the lights.
No, she didn't.
So she's like, I want these, Mommy, with the lights.
In case he wants to traverse like a cave.
Where did you buy them? I need to get those.
CVS
from
or
Daddy.
something. I don't know. They were at
What do you
CVS.
Like they just have like a little LEDs.
Yeah, and they just have and they have the lights. And I.
Oh, I'm definitely
He
getting those for
unwrapped
Big
them.
Daddy.
I have them. You can have his because he unwrapped them and he goes, oh hell no. He's like,
Big Daddy be like, these are so helpful. These are so helpful.
they were not his foster grants. He was not wearing.
So he.
I like the girl.
So
Oh, Big Daddy. Oh,
Big
I'm
Daddy.
never gonna.
So we
Is that what you call him?
I do call him Big Daddy.
Big Daddy.
So we were.
I
in the
have
hot
so many
tub.
questions.
So, speaking with the whole life thing.
Yeah,
so
no,
listen
hot
to
tub.
this.
Uh-huh.
So we were in the hot tub and.
Do you have a hot tub at the house?
Before no.
Oh.
We were.
Is that a real no, or you're not invited over?
No. It was a real no. So we were away with a group of friends, and we were all drinking in the hot tub, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I jumped out of the hot tub, and it was snowing. We were in.
Oh, I love to be in a hot tub when it's snowing.
Awesome. So it was snowing. I hit the ground, and apparently had gotten icy the time we were in there, and I flew up in the air, and. Just like one of those things where you jump up just as quick as you fall and you're like, I'm okay. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm really hurt. So I look at Big Daddy and I'm like, get out of the hot tub, you need to help me. So I go in and I had fallen on a grill brush.
Ooh.
Like with the metal
Right.
things. And I had all these metal shards in my leg. So Big Daddy doesn't have readers with the lights, but he has a pair of tweezers. Who brings tweezers to Deep Creek? With the light on. They were in his toiletry bag.
Does he tweeze? Like, what's he
Apparently,
tweezing?
ear hair. Or
Oh, you just outed him with ear hair.
ear hair and his hair. It's got to be something.
Something.
It's not his brow. So he
Is he manscaped?
He manscapes.
Okay, good.
Oh, you do not want me to tell you about
Oh, I do.
the story
I
when
do.
we were first married.
Yes.
You really do?
I do. I want to hear
really
that.
do.
I really do.
The people
This-
want to hear it.
The people want to
This is
hear
a
it. Come on, you're going to
100
hear a Big Daddy story.
And 50% true story. So we were married probably, Cole wasn't even born yet. So we were
That's
probably
good.
married a year and a half.
Uh-huh.
And every Saturday morning I would get up and clean the house and do laundry, and I've been doing laundry. So he takes a shower, he leaves, I think he's at Home Depot or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I finish cleaning, I jump in the shower, and Saturday mornings you take all the towels down and you wash them. I realize that I don't have a towel, so I run out of the bathroom and there's a pile of folded clean laundry that I had just folded, and I grabbed the towel on top and I run back into the shower and I open the towel and to dry my face.
Oh no.
And I feel like pricklies, they're in my eyes, they're on my lips. Like I look down and he is manscaped over a towel and then thought it was appropriate to fold the towel back up. I guess he thought that was dirty clothes. Or he did it on purpose.
We fold the towels up when they're dirty all the time.
Or he did it on purpose. And so I look down and I'm like, and I realized that that's like ball hair. And I'm like, right? I'm dying, I'm gagging, I'm pissed, I'm everything. And so I jump back in the shower and I'm like rinsing my eyes. I think I'm blind. And so I'm like, where are you? I'm in checkout line at Home Depot. And I'm like, seriously, Dad, how dare you? I'm like, you manscaped over a towel. I'm in the shower and I get the towel and I have nut hair in my eyes and on my lip. And he's chuckling. And he was like, oh my God, you're calling me in Home Depot to tell me that you have ball hair in your eyes. And I was like, dude, why would you do that? It's amazing that we're even married 20 years. That's what marrying somebody that's 5 years younger than you, you should learn from that. That's
not right.
They don't have any etiquette. You don't shave, you don't trim over a towel
and then fold it up.
And then just take the chance that your wife is not going to need that towel.
Right. What does he think's going to happen to the towel?
I was almost blind. It hurt for days.
I don't even have a follow-up with that.
It really did.
I'm sweating.
I'm scarred.
Oh my God.
Scarred.
Are you afraid of towels now?
That's
are you afraid to grab a towel?
No. We actually, the first
Has he ever done it again?
No, he's never done it.
He learned his lesson. I like that.
It's a wonder we're still married because the first 5 years were so weird. They were so, lots of weird things.
How long did you date before you got married?
Only a year.
Oh, well, yeah. You only went through 4 seasons.
They say, you know when you know. Had I known what happened the first 5 years, I'd have been like, you're out. You're out. So speaking of, he's learned his lesson on this. So Cole was probably like 2, and so Big Daddy thinks he's sexy.
I love it that now he's just Big Daddy.
He comes into the room and he's got his boxer briefs on, and we have this bench at the end of our bed, and he jumps up on the bench, jumps up on the bed, and he's dancing while he goes to stand up. The ceiling fan is on, slices his forehead wide open.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
And so he falls to his knees, he's holding his
Big Daddy's never going to let you come back here.
And I was like, what in the world? And that's a true story.
Did you have to go to the emergency room? Did you have stitches?
No, I butterflied it. I was like, I'm not taking you to the. I'm sorry. How did this happen? Well, I was on the bench. I was in my boxer briefs. I was trying to be sexy, and the ceiling fan caught my head. I wasn't doing that. I was like, suck it up. You're gonna get butterflied, and you're not.
And he doesn't have a scar.
No, he has a scar. It just looks like a big wrinkle. But
oh my God, that's
the
hilarious.
ceiling fan just slices it. Wow. See, I told you I have lots.
You have lots. What took you so long to start telling them? I mean, we're 50 minutes in, and now Big Daddy's coming out and all these great stories.
I have one other story, but I won't tell that this time. I'll tell that next time.
Oh, so you want to do it again? I love that.
Okay.
Little teaser, people.
Yes. You said you talked about sex toys and sex.
Yes, we did. We did.
I have a good story about that.
So I've been told that there is a woman in the area that started the sex toy business, And if I have her on, yes, if I have her on, will you be one of the, I'm going to have some of the moms come and we're going to test the product out.
Ooh, I'll test it.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay.
Well, let me. So we're gonna wrap it up. And
we've been
you
all over the
have
place,
been.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Everyone apologizes. No, we just talk about whatever we talk about. But I'm gonna ask you the standard question that I ask everyone before we finish, which is, what makes Brenda happy?
What makes me happy?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm happy that my son's coming over this weekend, and I get one-on-one time with him
Aw.
without Nick being there. But what makes me happy is, I think, really kind of like how our family has kind of come full circle, and like as much as I miss my son, I am so excited that he's excelling and that he's figuring it out, and he's, you know, he's a good person, and to see him make some of the choices that he's making, it just makes it all kind of worthwhile. And I am excited and look forward to the opportunity to kind of like get back together and have fun with Nick, and who knows, maybe we'll have another freaky deek episode where he cuts his head open or something like that.
Oh,
No, he's learned from that.
Really?
So who knows what.
I don't know.
Stories
Well,
we're
here's
gonna
to
have
tequila
next,
and strip
right?
clubs.
Oh,
Tequila and strip
it's
clubs.
all about
I
tequila
know.
and strip
So,
clubs.
Brenda, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming. I know it was scary, but it's easy. It's fun, and thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, thank you guys for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this as much as we have, and to next time.
Till next time, cheers.